Good morning everyone. So I'm pretty sure this video doesn't need a introduction because of the b-roll I put before this, but we're doing another 24-hour readathon. I think it's a good way for me just to like get books read that I don't actually have videos for, and I did get some books out my library, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. It was hard waking up this morning. I did intend to start at 6 a.m. or at least half 6, but then I just couldn't, so I only started at 7. So it is 8 a.m. right now, just after 8. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. So it's just after 8, so I thought I'd do my first check-in. We are 1 hour in, and I decided to start The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I've seen this book around somewhere. I don't recall where. I feel like it was Destiny Sidwell, but I could be mistaken. But anyway, I saw it, and then I saw it in my library. The last time I actually took it out, I took the second book out the library by accident and didn't realize it was the sequel. But I just wanted something fun and easy to read, and that it really is. I wouldn't say fun, but it's really easy to read. I am currently on chapter 18, page 61, which is quite quick for me, but the writing is quite large and the line spacing is amazing. So yeah, if you don't know what this book is about, it's kind of about it's 4 older people. They're about 80 years old in a retirement village, and they investigate murders or cold cases until an active case happens, and they just jump in full force and want to investigate. But it's quite slow right now. It's kind of just setting the scene and yeah, describing what's going on, what happened, how the old age home works, or the assisted living. I don't know what to call it, what's the appropriate thing to call it. So they're in a retirement village, that's what it is, but it's a retirement village for like wealthy. So we have 4 characters: Elizabeth, Joyce, Ibrahim, and Ron, and the 4 of them are the Thursday Murder Club. So we're just kind of going along with them. Our main character actually seems to be Joyce, who is writing like diary entries, so she is kind of documenting as they go along. But so far it's easy. Like I said, the last time I did one of these, I started with a very academic book and it fried my brain, and I ended up like having to soft DNF it because it took me so long. But 61 pages in an hour for me is really good. But yeah, that's all I have to say on this book. Let me show you my TBR for the video. If you've watched any of my 24-hour readathons before, you'll know that the most books I've ever read in a readathon was 4, and the least is probably one. Yeah, 1. So I didn't actually have like a huge TBR in mind because I know my reading pace now and I'm not gonna disappoint myself. So I have these 2 books again from the library as well. So I have Divine Rivals, which I'm very excited about. I think I'm going to read this one next. And then the last book, which I've been dying to read, is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I have no idea what this book is about, but I've heard such good things and everybody loves this. Everybody like loves her writing, and I've never read a book by her. So I'm very excited to see what it's about. If I'm not mistaken, it's like urban fantasy, but I'm very excited for that. And then Divine Rivals is also a YA fantasy, but it's not really, or romantasy. It's not really heavy on the fantasy, it's more heavy on romance. But this book is, as you know, you can't really see because of my lighting, but this book has done its round around the internet. Everybody and their mother and grandmother have read this book, so I'm very excited to see if I like it, and then maybe I'll read the sequel. Oh my gosh, the writing in here is absolutely tiny, but that is the idea I have. So I'm not sure how long this book will take me. I'm hoping around like 5-6 hours. It is, let's see how many pages, 377, so that should be pretty easy. But yeah, that is all I have to say now. I've already been talking for like 5 minutes, so this is going to be a longish intro. Hope you guys are excited. Before I go, I think for this readathon, I'm going to try and read as much as I can today and then stop the timer to sleep, and then we'll complete the rest tomorrow. But I'm also going to be pausing it when I do like my workout, get lunch, unless I have the audio book, which I do have for Divine Rivals. I'm going to listen to the audio book and do tasks if I can. I also do want to crochet. So yeah, that is kind of my ground rules. I never do it straight because my eyes just go squint and my brain turns off completely. But we'll see how far we get. Maybe we'll read till midnight, maybe we'll read till 1, who knows. But we will definitely stop the timer when we go to bed. If I feel so that I could go all the way, maybe I will, but it all depends. I will be taking a break as well. I like to take a break, maybe like an hour, just just to like refresh my mind and stuff. I also do just need to film an outro for another video, so I will definitely be taking breaks, and during those breaks I will pause the timer. But with that being said, let's go ahead and keep reading. Again, sorry for the lighting, but I'm not in the mood to move because it's really cold. It's freezing today. So I am still in my bed. So I just got to page 101, chapter 28. And I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update about how I'm feeling. The book is pretty mundane. It's kind of just like a step-by-step guide to what they're going through. And the writing seems very like simple. So it's very easy to digest. But at the same time, it feels like we're dumb as a reader. Like they're adding in details where they don't really need to be. And then there's other chapters where it's just like a general chapter. It's not from anybody's point of view. And I don't know, I just don't get the writing. Like there was one chapter, I can't remember which one it was now, but there's, yeah, it's on page 74 if you haven't read this, but like they say the guy's name over and over. So it's like Bogdan had seen all the plans now. Bogdan's mother had died when he was 19. Bogdan came home, buried his mother, and left for England the next day. Like it's very like simple to the point writing and not really embellished much, which some people would like, but I like a little bit of like purple prose or like flowery writing. But like I just feel like this is really simple, but it hasn't taken away from the story but nor added to it either. I just feel like it's, yeah, very like factual. It's not actual facts, it's fiction, but you know, it's very factual, and it's just like this happened, this happened. I have muesli for breakfast, but I don't have muesli every day. And it's like, I don't know, it feels like it's actually written for a 76-year-old or however old these people are. But it's easy to read. It's easy to read. I can't wait to get like to the crux of the story, because yeah, all these like little stupid, in my opinion, details are just like boring me. But it's not the worst book I've ever read. So yeah, I need to also charge my camera now. So I'm gonna put my camera on charge for the next hour. I didn't show you the clock either. Show you the clock. It's now 9 a.m. and basically 22 hours left, so we're 2 hours in, and I'm gonna put my camera on charge for like an hour, and then I'm gonna try and change location. I also need to get out of my pajamas, so I will charge my camera for an hour and then maybe go into the lounge just for a little bit of change of scenery. And I wasn't sure if my mic was on now. I've done that too many times. I literally freaked out there. That's everything I have to say for now. I just wanted to do a quick check-in, and then I'll see you guys probably not in the next hour. Let's give it 2 hours for the next check-in, see how far I can get in 2 hours. We have 20 hours left on the clock, which means we've done 4 hours, and I've made it just over halfway. I'm on page 221, chapter 69. Honestly, it's very mundane. It's very, very, very mundane, but it's still kind of interesting and funny at the same time, like learning what the elderly thinks of our generation and technology and stuff like that. It's so funny. It just reminds me of like my grandmas as well as like my parents actually. Yeah, my parents are in their 60s, so sometimes when it comes to technology, especially my mom, she's quite like, yeah, as most of our parents are, they're like between the ages of 75 and 80. So there has now been another murder. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I mean, it's Thursday Murder Club and it says it on the back. They're investigating, and they actually are managing to get more leads than the actual police are. They've now befriended someone in the police as well, and it's a female, and they kind of like bouncing back and forth like covertly. So one of the characters as well, she has a really interesting background, like what she used to do before she was moved to this old age village. It's cute, but I don't see myself rating it more than a 5-star unless something like really crazy happens. But it's just one of those books where, yeah, it's a murder mystery, but like quite comedic, but it's just like mundane, like I said. So I am finding myself drifting a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited to finish it. I'm hoping that we can finish it in the next couple of hours hours, fingers crossed. That's all I have to say for now. I have moved in here because there's some natural light coming in. It's not as cold in here as I thought it was gonna be. It's colder in my bedroom for some reason. I hate winter. I also sound really nasally. I hope I'm not getting sick, but I really dislike winter, which doesn't help because my husband's from the UK. But anyway, I'm gonna keep reading again and I will catch you guys up in a couple of hours. Hello everyone. So I finally just finished the Thursday Murder Club. I really liked it. I thought it was really cute, really sweet with all the oldies and stuff like that. I had a good time. I had a good time. It was rather fast for me, but the font is massive. So yeah, and the writing was very simple, like I said, very, very simple. So it was easy to digest and easily comprehensible. That was very fun. I think I'm going to settle on a 3-star. I did like it. Obviously not my favorite read, but it was great to start the day off with something like very light like that. It did have some heartfelt moments in it, which I really appreciated. But yeah, I'm glad it's done. I don't have much more to say than I already did. But now I was going to take a break, but I thought I'd just rather get going with the next book and then maybe later on in the afternoon. This looks weird. I don't know if it's the lighting, but my bronzer looks really weird on my forehead. But anyway, I thought maybe we could just get going and then later on I can take a break like later in the evening when my whole family's here. So let's just try and get the bulk of the reading done now. But yeah, I enjoyed that book and it was really easy. So we're going to start Divine Rivals now. As I said, I do have the audiobook for this, so it will be a little bit easier and quicker to read because I immersive read. So I'm still reading words on a page but just listening to the audio at the same time. That for me is like watching a movie. So very excited for this. I don't know what it's really about, but it says 2 rival journalists find love through a magical connection. Their fate depends on their facing the depths of hell together. And I know it's got something with like a magical typewriter or something like that, but yeah, I'm excited. So I will catch up with you guys in a bit, but I'm gonna start reading this. This is not actually a check-in, but I just finished the prologue and I'm so confused. There's something to do with her brother going off to war. There's something about goddesses, which I think they fight in the war for. I'm just really confused. I'm only going on to chapter 1 now, but the prologue was very, very confusing. But let's read the back. After centuries of sleep, the gods are warring again. Expelled into the middle of a mystical war, magical typewriters in tow, can Iris Winnow and Rowan Kitt's unlikely bond withstand the fight for the fate of mankind and most importantly love? Okay, so the war is with gods, or for the gods, or because of the gods? I'm very confused, but I just thought I'd say that because I know I'm gonna forget. Okay, I'm back in my room now because I just feel like it's time to get back into bed because it is freezing. I don't know why I'm so cold. It's like 16 degrees, so it's not like that cold, but I'm freezing. But I just thought I'd do a quick check-in on Divine Rivals. Let me show you the timer. So we at 16 hours and 30, well, we have 16 hours and 36 minutes left. I don't know, that's 24. So we're like 8.5 hours in, I think. I'm really bad at math, so I don't know, but it's going really well. I just feel like now I'm getting super tired as well. I thought maybe I'd get some crochet in and just listen to the audiobook while I do that. So I just thought I'd tell you a little bit more. I know in the last clip I was quite confused about what was going on, but I hadn't read the back. There are 2 gods that are currently at war. The one is Deka and the one is Enver. One's female, one male, so god and goddess. And they are at war, like I said, but Enver is like, I don't know what type of goddess she is, but she summons people or soldiers to the war. So she like plays a harp or something. So this society is quite scared of music because they're scared that they will get entranced and be summoned to participate in the war. Our main female character, I don't know if I said her name correctly, but it was Iris. And then the main male male character, his name is Rowan, and the two of them work for the same newspaper outlet, and they are rivals, but they are rivals because they're competing for the same position, which is a new columnist for this. It's called the Oath Gazette. I think I said also that they do like they communicate via typewriters, but they use typewriters, but I think it's an enchanted wardrobe because they slide their letters underneath the door of the wardrobe and then open it and it's gone. So I think it's an enchanted wardrobe where they are currently communicated, and one person knows who they're writing to and the other person doesn't. I don't want to spoil it for you, so you'll have to wait and see. And yeah, the whole world is a little bit weird because these gods and goddesses had actually died, and then the two were awakened, but no one knows how. They actually built the cities on their gravesite, so some buildings are also enchanted, so they have moving shelves and stuff like that. So it's quite interesting. Yeah, I'm liking it. I am liking it. I do not love the font in the book. Like, it's freaking tiny. I don't know if you can even see that, but it's like a 0.6 on if you had to use a Word document. So it's freaking tiny. I think that's all that I wanted to say. Oh, also, I don't know if I said this. Oh my gosh, my head is already scrambled and I'm only like 8.5 hours in. But Iris's brother goes off to war. I kept calling her Winnow as well, but that's her surname. But her brother was summoned as well. He was like one of the first people summoned to war. So he enlisted and he didn't even discuss it with his family. So she has been writing these letters thinking it's her brother, but the other person on the other side knows who she is because she gave some hints and he knew her identity. So quite interesting, and I'm interested to see where it goes. We'll have to wait and see. I'm on page 56, chapter 7. We'll see how we go. My parents and brother and the whole household should be home in the next couple hours, so I don't know how much I will check in, but I still will try, even though I'll probably be speaking quite softly, which is fine because my mic still catches all the sound. So it's only been like an hour since my last check-in. So we have 15 hours and 12 minutes left on the clock, almost halfway. Today seems like it's taken really long, but I've been reading since like 7 a.m. and it's 4 now. It just feels like it's been a really, really long day. But just another quick check-in. I was wrong about the wardrobe. I just jumped the gun there thinking that that was true without it being explained. So it is the typewriter, but I don't want to give you too many spoilers, but something's happened now, and Iris has had like a job change. She's trying something different because something didn't go right and a very unfortunate event happened to her. So yeah, she's trying to do things for herself and set things right. That's kind of where I am. I don't know what to say that's going to be a spoiler and what's not, but this is where I am right now, chapter 18 and 128. I'm having a good time, still trotting along. I don't know how long this will take me to finish. I think the audiobook said that it was like, let me just double check, obviously depending on how fast you read it. So I have 3 hours left. Oh, it says 3 hours and 6 minutes left, and then the next part, because it's in 2 parts, the next part is 3 hours and 50. So this should be done in about 7 hours. So I don't know if I will finish that tonight and then we'll just finish and then we'll just do a darker shade of magic tomorrow, or what I will do, but I'll let you guys know. Feeling like a 4-star-ish, 3.75. We'll have to wait and see until we get a little bit further in and some more information, but the action has ramped up. I didn't even realize I was already on 100 page. Why do I keep saying like that? Page 128. I didn't realize that I was just like going through it, and the writing's so tiny I'm actually struggling to see it with my normal bedroom light on because it's tiny and I have the worst eyes ever. Yeah, I did a little bit of my crochet project. What's going on here? So I chose these colors. It is just another book sleeve, so I'll show you guys if it's done, if I manage to finish it, but if I don't continue reading tonight, I'll probably do a little crochet and then go to bed as well. So yeah, that is it. I've had heaps of tea today. I've probably had like 3 cups of rooibos tea, 2 coffees and a peppermint tea. So yeah, it's just been so cold and miserable, but I just wanted to get this video done now because I have a course next week again. So I don't know when you guys will see this video, but yeah, it's a week before I complete one of my courses that I've been doing. So yeah, we'll see. finally finished Divine Rivals probably an hour ago. I took a little bit of a break and just watched some YouTube because my brain is feeling like mush. So we have 11 hours and 24 minutes left. I can't believe I finished this, but I did have the audiobook at 2-point speed, so I was reading a little bit faster, but I was following along with the book most of the time. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I think we can talk about it tomorrow when I have a little bit more brain power. I did enjoy it, but like there were some things that I didn't really connect with or didn't really understand maybe. I don't know how I feel about it, but we're gonna save that rating for tomorrow. I think I'm just watching one video now, and I think I might still read a bit more tonight, and I'm gonna start A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I'll see how far I get in this and then probably go to sleep and pick it up in the morning. So I probably won't check in with you guys again until the morning. But yeah, I've already read 2 books. I'm really proud of myself. Good morning, everyone. I set my alarm for 6:30 this morning, and it is currently 7:57. I snoozed my alarm and then woke up about 20 minutes ago. I couldn't get up. I think, with my mic, making sure that's okay. I think my brain is not okay. It feels like undercooked eggs at the moment. I can't think straight. I'm just like zoning out. But this always happens. Every time I do this challenge, the same thing happens. That is why I try not to do it like straight, because even last night when I got to like the crux of things, I was like so tired. I wasn't taking in things. I was reading the same line over and over again, and I definitely made a mistake by keeping this book for last. I should have done it in the middle of my 2 books. Instead of reading Divine Rivals second, I should have read this, because my brain is literally scrambled eggs, like I said. I didn't give you an update on what my thoughts and feelings were about Divine Rivals. I'm still not 100% sure. Like, I liked the romance aspect of it. I liked Iris and I liked Rowan, and I liked them together, and I liked their love story, but I didn't really understand the world with the gods. Like, some of the mythology was explained to us, but then like towards the end, what happened, I'm sure if you've read the book, the things that happened, I just felt like was a little bit unnecessary, but it was setting the book up for a second book. So a duology. I'm gonna sneeze. And I didn't feel like the book necessarily needed a duology. The main plot was them communicating via these magical typewriters, and after what happens, there's no use for these typewriters anymore. So why are we carrying on the story? I don't know. I'm confused. I really am confused. I think I'm gonna settle on a rating of like a 3.75. It wasn't bad. I did enjoy my time. I loved the adventure that they went on and the trials of like war and grief and all of that. I really did enjoy that part, but I just didn't understand the main plot of the book. So yeah, 3.75 feels about right to me. It wasn't the best book I ever read. It also wasn't the worst. I had a really nice time reading it. It went quick. It was easy to understand. The mythology was interesting. It was just that plot twist at the end that I felt like was really unnecessary. So yeah, I think that's my feelings. I'm probably going to watch this back and be like, what are you talking about? But that's kind of how I'm feeling, and I hope you understand the gist of it. But literally my brain cannot formulate coherent sentences right now, but I'm trying my best here. I also wasn't going to speak to the camera immediately. I was going to give myself like an hour to just start reading, but unfortunately this is where we're at. It's just before 8 and I think I'm going to start. Oh, it's just hit 8 o'clock, so we're going to start. But I did start. I haven't spoken today either. I've just started I started A Darker Shade of Magic last night. Only got to page 100, which is quite slow for the progress I made yesterday. And I guarantee you I'm going to be reading this all day. I'm very confused. That's the theme. That's the theme. I'm so confused because there's like 3 or 4 different timelines or storylines that we're following, and I just don't understand how they're connected. I also don't understand what the plot of this book is going to be. Like, it's got something to do with black
London, I guess, but I have no idea. I like the main storyline with Cal, who is our main character. He's just the main character. I don't know if we have a main female character at the moment, and we're 100 pages in. By now, a plot should have unfolded, or I should be excited to keep going, but I'm just confused. So Cal is our main character. He is an Antari, which is like the best form of magic. He can use all elements as well as time travel, or travel through dimensions, shall I say. So there is multiple Londons in different universes or parallel universes, and he can cross through doors with his blood magic, and it's a very rare form of magic. There's only like 2 of them that they know of left in the world, as their magic is dwindling since all the Londons cut off their borders. So magic couldn't travel between realms because of Black London, who was very greedy, very power hungry, and they ran out of basically resources, and they had to seal off that border or that portal so that the dark, evil, hungry, greedy magic couldn't pass over into other realms. And that left Grey London, who has no magic, and then we have White London, who is again greedy and power hungry and literally steals magic and seals magic with ruins and stuff. And then we have Red London, who is like liberated, and they use magic very sparingly and they respect magic. And Cal is from Red London, which is that main bit. So what Cal does is he's a messenger between all the parallel universes. So he travels through doors and passes on like letters through royalty, but he only really does deal with royalty. But then we have this other storyline where it's obviously, well, not obviously, you don't know. I don't know why I said obviously, but it is a royal guard. His name is Parish. We followed his story for a little bit, and I don't know how that really connected. And then we're following Lila, and she is basically a thief, a pickpocket, and we're following her timeline. But how do they all connect? How do they all connect? I've been talking for 7 minutes. It's going to be the longest video ever, just telling you. But I am confused. I don't understand how everything is connected. It could be that my brain is mush, or it just could be because the book is kind of disjointed. I personally do not love the writing style. It is very clunky in my opinion. Like some of the words just don't make sense in a sentence. I've come across a couple of grammatical errors as well. I'm not loving it either. And everybody loves this book. It's like a modern, can you call it a modern day classic? When was it released? 2015. Basically a modern day classic. Everybody loves this book. Everybody raves about it. I've never seen one person say anything bad about it. I might be the first, but let's see. I am obviously going to read very slow. I am tired. My brain is not fully working. Maybe it will reboot itself a little bit later, but I did make myself a little peppermint tea just to start the day off. Yeah, let's give it an hour or so, and I'll see where I am and update you guys accordingly. This is the longest check-in ever, but I had to tell you. Oh, let's tell you how much is on the clock. I forgot to tell you that. We'll just start it now. I'm gonna be reading all day again. Also, my camera battery keeps freaking dying. Where's my timer? There. That's how much time we have left. 8 hours and 40 minutes. I'm hoping we can finish this book in that time. It is only like 370 pages or something like that, so I'm hoping we can finish it. But hi guys, sorry the lighting's a bit funny. The sun is hitting me in a weird way. I just thought that I'd quickly check in. We're an hour and 20 minutes into today's reading. Can you see that? Yeah. So we have 7 hours left on the clock. I can't do it anymore. I've tried. I got to page 155 now, and my brain just can't take it. It can't take it. It's just too much thinking, I think, if thinking is the right word. I just can't hack it. So I think I'm going to soft DNF A Darker Shade of Magic. I think it was the wrong book. I'm squinting. Sorry if I look bad as well. I'm so tired. But yeah, it was just the wrong book for this type of challenge. My brain is mush, like I mentioned before. So I don't think this is the right book. So I've picked out something else. I'm pretty sure we can read it in 7 hours. So I picked a little psychological thriller, and it's by Clemence Michallon. I don't know how to pronounce that. And it's called The Quiet Tenant. Tenant, and it's a psychological thriller. I don't know if I just said that. Oh my gosh, guys, my head. I think I'm going to start this now. It's also fairly short. It's 298 pages, so 300 pages, literally just a little bit less than this. But I think I'd be better off reading a thriller now rather than such an in-depth, I wouldn't say even in-depth, but it's just a thought-provoking fantasy or multiverse fantasy. It's, yeah, I don't know, but just reading it now just made me feel really annoyed. So that's when I knew I needed to change it up. I wasn't even going to check in yet, but I was like, I really can't do it anymore, and there's no point in forcing myself because I'm reading extremely slow now, so I might as well change it up, see how we do then. I got this a couple of weeks ago actually, when I went book shopping with my partner. I didn't go book shopping, I went normal shopping, and I stumbled upon a bookshop again. So I bought, like, I think that day I bought 3 thrillers. So yeah, I thought this one might be a nice change of pace. So let's go ahead and start this, and I'll check in with you guys in a couple of hours. Hi guys, so we are now, whoops, we have 4 hours and 51 minutes left, so basically 5 hours, and honestly my progress is so slow. I'm embarrassed to say I'm only on page 60 right now, read that much, so it's a little bit more difficult to get into it because it is in second person and I'm not used to reading in second person, so I'm having to reread sentences just to make sense of it. And also my brain is just not working fully today. It's about this guy, my voice is also hoarse for some reason because I'm so tired. It's about this guy named Aidan Thomas, and he is like this saint in his town. He honestly does things for people, like if anyone needs anything fixed, if anybody needs anything, he's just that guy. He's the guy in the town that everybody comes to when like they need a favor, and he's just like this kind, like martyr, but he's actually a kidnapper. So he kidnaps women and then kills them. That's like his kink. But recently his wife has passed away and he needs to move, and there's one girl that he has kept for like 5 years, and he's obviously ready to end her so that he can move on, because he needs to move away with his daughter because his wife's family was selling their house or something. So he moves away and she convinces him to take her along with him. But it's creepy and it's weird because he's also apparently really good looking. That's like the typical character arc for someone like that. But he's also, there's another female in town who's quite young, quite a bit younger than him, but she's been like infatuated with him since she was very young. And he goes into her restaurant like twice a week and they like chat and stuff, but she's super interested. So I feel like she's going to be either his next mark or like something's going to happen. But on the back of the book it says, when Emily, a local restaurant owner, develops a crush on the handsome widower, she finds herself coming dangerously close to discovering Aidan's secrets. So it's all on the back. I don't know where it's going, but he kept her in a shed in his previous house, so that's why he had to move her. So she was just in the backyard in a shed for 5 years. It's like that movie called The Room. That's also very hectic, like, and no one's discovered her. He's like made her believe that her name is different, that he found her, she was lost, and he's put a roof over her head, but he's chained her up and he like assaults her every single time, or every single night he comes and he assaults her and stuff. But he had a wife and a kid. It makes no sense. But the writing style is just a little bit weird for me, and it doesn't help that my brain is completely fried, but it is pretty interesting. It's keeping me going, but I'm starting to get hungry and it's like 12 o'clock, so I might just pause and have some lunch or make some lunch, and then I'll eat again while I'm reading. I think the next time we check in will probably be when we have like a couple of hours left, but I'm going to try and make a huge dent in this because I've done so many check-ins in this. I feel like this video is going to be super long, and this is probably towards the end, so you probably won't even know this, but this video is going to be super long, so I probably won't do many more check-ins. I will probably, yeah, check in, and well, I'll have like 5 hours left, so maybe when we have 2 hours left on the clock or something like that. It's tough out here. It's really tough, but I'm just trooping on, hoping to get a little bit further in this. I'm hoping I can finish this today. On a normal day I think I would, but like I said, I've had a week. I've finished Fearless this week, and then I obviously read The Thursday Murder Club, and then Divine Rivals, and now, well, then a Darker Shade of Magic, and now this, like all in in 1 week or in the span of a few days. So yeah, now my brain, it needs a break. So I probably won't even have time to read this weekend because it is Thursday today, but probably won't even read this weekend because I just need like some time to turn my brain off. But anyway, I'm rambling. I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, I look like a wreck. I feel like a wreck, but I don't know if you heard anything I just said because I was actually just tying my mic on. But we've made it to 2 hours left. I have 2 hours and 10 minutes left, like that. So I've made it almost halfway through now. Honestly, my reading speed is slowing down by the minute, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll just finish this up. I'll see where I am. Depending on how many pages I have left, I might just finish it tonight and then give you guys an outro tomorrow morning. But for now, I am still trooping along. I don't know how I feel about the book. I don't know if I like the direction that it's going in because things are happening, but very slowly. The captive has just come across a little dilemma and she's chosen not to take an opportunity, and I kind of understand her logic because after being trapped for 5 years, I think she has kind of Stockholm syndrome. And then our main character Aiden, he's confusing me. He's doing things that are out of character now, and I don't know where it's leading. But I feel like the book is slightly too long, if that makes sense. Like I feel like by now something should have unfolded and something should have been revealed, but it feels, the pacing just feels a little bit slow. We're getting multiple points of view of like people within the story, and his past victims have little excerpts as well, but it just seems a little bit disconnected and disjointed. I'm gonna keep going. I actually regret putting down A Darker Shade of Magic because if I had read 130 pages of that book, I would have probably been close to done now. So that was my bad. But yeah, this font is also like very difficult for my eyes because it's a weird font and the line spacing is quite small, so my eyes seem to be like crossing over, but that could just be tiredness as well. I know it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I think I might just have a glass of wine while I finish this as well, just because I just need something to keep me going and something to motivate me to keep this going. But yeah, 2 hours left. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now, like I said, so we should be finished at around 5, but fingers crossed that I get close to the end. But guys, we made it. We officially made it. I made it over to the other side and I didn't think I was gonna make it because I was so tired and loopy last night. I'm shocked. But these are all the books that we read during this 24-hour readathon. It feels like it was weeks ago. So we started off with The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, and I gave this, I think, a 3-star. I really did enjoy it. It was cute, it was funny with old people, very endearing, but it definitely wasn't the best book I ever read, but definitely would recommend if you want something like really easy and quick and maybe even as a palate cleanser. Then we read Divine Arrivals, and this I gave a 3.75. I didn't love it, but it left me feeling quite confused. I loved the characters. I loved Iris and I loved Roman and I loved their story, but I don't know why the war was as relevant and the gods, because to me it wasn't really spoken about much, and like why everything was happening. I know there were the myths and stuff like that, but I just found myself wanting a little bit more. I know it was YA, but I guess I just read a different type of fantasy, so this didn't fall into my normal genre, so it just left me wanting a little bit more. It was mostly centered around the romance, so if that was the intention, it was succeeded. And 3.75 isn't bad. It's just not a book that I would read again. Then obviously we had The Dilemma, where I kind of DNF'd the A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Unfortunately, I don't really gel with her writing style. I feel like it's a little bit disjointed, and pertaining to this copy that I have, there are a lot of like spelling and grammatical errors, which is a little bit weird, so that's thrown me off. And I don't know, I just don't understand how nothing has happened and I'm like halfway through the book. So I did read a bit of it this morning. I made it to 169. I will be finishing it, so do keep an eye out for my wrap up, because I will speak about it a little bit more. But obviously no star rating. Like I said, I made it to page 169. So that that could basically be a book in itself. Next, I picked up The Quiet Tenant by Clemence Michallon, and this is the last book we read. I did end up finishing it last night. I had about 100 pages left and I finished it. I liked it, but I feel like we just went about it in a roundabout way. Like, there were so many things thrown in to mislead you, but ultimately we kind of knew what had happened. All the information was already given to you, but you were just kind of piecing them together. So there wasn't really anything mystery about it, but it was a thriller, a psychological thriller. So our main female character, her name, we don't know. She's just called the Quiet Tenant, or the girl in the shed, or the girl in the house, wherever he moved her. The chapter was named that, and then we get her name and her identity at the end because he's forced her to like try to brainwash her into thinking that she was someone else and that she needed him, and typical Stockholm stuff. But she showed a lot of strength, and you went through her journey and her thought process of how to survive and how to get through this and to the other side. So it takes her a very long time to come up with a plan and think of the right opportunity, because Aiden Thomas, the guy that's holding her, he is very manipulative. He obviously has the whole town loving him and thinking he's the best thing since sliced bread, but ultimately he's a serial killer basically. So it shows a lot of like women's strength and how women should stick together and obviously believe each other, the whole Me Too movement and all of that. So that was very interesting and I really enjoyed that part of it, but ultimately it didn't give me the heebie-jeebies. It didn't make me like anxious like most thrillers do. So I think I'm gonna settle on a 3-star for this. It was good. The like crux of the story was important, and I just feel like you learn things. Like if you were in these situations, it felt like a real life story rather than something fictional and just a retelling of what someone had experienced. So I did enjoy this. So yeah, 3 stars. So ultimately at the end of the 24 hours, I read 1,201 pages, which is a lot for 24 hours in my opinion. I did have the help of some audiobooks with immersive reading. It does help me read faster. If you are a slow reader, I would suggest trying that. It really works. Like my eyes just track the page so much better having it read out to me rather than stumbling back and reading things. That is everything. Like I said, please do look out for my wrap up to know what I think about A Darker Shade of Magic and if I ended up getting along with it. But other than that, that's it from me. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all very soon.